welcome to JV's Picks for Week 11 of the 2021 NFL season. It's your boy, Jonathan Velasquez. So, before we dive into Week 11, let's dive into Week 9. Rewind. I went 6-7-1. So this marks the first time that I've had a losing record this year, which is very unfortunate because I was wanting to go in the opposite direction. And for some reason, the NFL Sunday slate of games had a different plan for me. I couldn't account for a lot of it actually last week. But don't worry, we're going to hop back on track this week. We're going to get above 500 guaranteed. We're going to do good this week, all right? Let's keep the faith. Moving on to Week 11 because we're leaving Week 10 behind us. Say bye-bye. Thursday night game. Atlanta Falcons, New England Patriots. Both teams coming in with something to prove. Patriots showing that they don't need Tom Brady in order to win. The Atlanta Falcons showing that their performance last week, the blowout loss, is not who they are. They are more explosive than that. They are more capable than that. And that's why I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons here with the spread. First time I've ever doing this on the show. I'm taking them with that 7-point spread. You give me a touchdown at home, I'm slapping that all day, every day. Every day. I'm hitting that 100% of the time. You got the Falcons who have proven they have a solid offense at times, but they got a veteran quarterback under center. And you got the Patriots who have a rookie quarterback under center who've been kind of like this, their offense. Their defense has been good, but their offense, lackluster sometimes. Very lackluster, like where they can lose the game lackluster. Falcons are the pick this week. It's my upset pick for Thursday night to start off Week 11 of the picks. Moving on to my Sunday slate of games, we got a plethora of great games, but let's just narrow in on the Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets. Look, I like what the Jets offer, and that's youth, that's hunger, and that's explosiveness. That's what I got from Elijah Moore. That's what I get from that defense. That defense is hungry. That defense is ready to prove something. And don't forget Michael Carter, the running back from UNC, who has been a stud and honestly kind of their how do I say it, their energizer bunny. I mean, he's really provided an offensive spark to that team. That's why I'm rolling with the Jets here. They do have Joe Flacco in at quarterback this week. Let's see a vintage Flacco performance. I say it goes 200 plus yards, maybe a touchdown through the air, a couple handoffs to Michael Carter for another touchdown on the ground. I have the Jets winning here. I think that defense is just going to dominate that lackluster offense of the Miami Dolphins. Moving on to the afternoon slate of games, we have another plethora of really good games. I mean, you got the Bengals and the Raiders. I mean, those two teams are even records, and they got something to prove. Both of them do. But let's narrow in on the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Dallas Cowboys have had a great year so far. They've had a very explosive offense. They've had a pretty solid defense to back it up. The Kansas City Chiefs, on the other hand, are now catching fire. We saw a vintage performance of Patrick Mahomes last week, 5+ touchdowns, dismantling the Las Vegas Raiders on national television. That's why I'm going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs for this one. It's a coin flip, but I am flipping that coin, and it is landing on the old KC Chiefs. I think they catch the W here, not to mention it's at Arrowhead, so it's always hard to win there. In order for that to truly happen, though, you need Patrick Mahomes to throw around 3 touchdowns. You definitely don't want to have to go to the running game the whole time. Have that as like a backup plan. And the defense has to play decent. They don't have to play lights out. It's going to be a tough task against Dak Prescott and that explosive offense. But just hold them around 20, 24 points. Let Mahomes do the rest. Mahomes wins you games. Defense, in this particular situation, won't win you games. Mahomes will. The defense just has to play okay. Moving on to the Sunday night game, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Los Angeles Chargers in LA. Probably going to seem like it's at Pittsburgh with the amount of Pittsburgh fans are going to show up. I have the Los Angeles Chargers winning this one. Look, they had coming off a very close loss, somewhat of a disappointing performance, and they got something to prove. I mean, they kind of just got beaten by the Vikings pretty convincingly, even though it was a touchdown. It felt like the Vikings kind of ran that game and owned that game, and they dictated what the Chargers had to do. When the Chargers dictate what the opponent does, it usually ends well for the Chargers. When it doesn't happen that way, you see the loss like we did last week. And on the other side of the section, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who just came off a tie. I know, right? Those things happen. Yes, they do, Najee Harris. Absolutely they do. There was a tie between the winless Detroit Lions and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's kind of a weird emotion, I guess, for the Pittsburgh Steelers to be feeling. Nonetheless, I don't think they bounce back this week. It's having to travel to the West Coast, having to play a very explosive offense in this, I almost said San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. I have Justin Herbert and company taking the W here. Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, that defense is all going to have to click in order for this to happen, and I think it will on national television. Finally, rounding out the picks for Week 11, Monday Night Madness, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New York Giants. Of course, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this one. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I would slap the spread if you're taking the Giants and a fan of positive spreads. Outside of that, though, money line, you're definitely wanting to slap on the good old Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's no way they win. Then there's no way they don't win on national television on a primetime game after coming back from two disappointing losses. One last week to the Washington football team, that bye week, and then one right before that bye week against the New Orleans Saints. This team has something to prove. It seems like the wheels have slowed down just a little bit in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady's the driver of that bus, and I say he gets it going. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to my picks. Tune in next week to get my picks for not only Week 12, but to find out how miserably or how successfully good my picks went for Week 11 of the 2021 NFL season. Everybody, gamble responsibly. Have a great, safe weekend and a football-filled weekend. Tune in next week.
Just 3 days ago, the Cowboys put out wide to the right. Now takes the snap, and he is in for a Panthers touchdown.